Hello, boys and girls and others. Our work is mysterious and important, and today it's a very exciting day. We're gonna look at this Smith Wesson 442. When I bought this gun, I also bought this ETW holster. So if you guys are looking for a cool holster, I have been using, this one is very new, it's not broken in, but I've been using it for my other revolvers. It works really well. After years of use, hardly shows anywhere. It feels like it will outlive any gun just from the quality of this thick leather and the way it works. This one also has Alti-Clip. If you guys don't know what it means, basically it's like an extra retention system. You undo the clip so it kind of hangs in a balance, and then you have this weak retention clip which you will reinforce with this extra clasp. Supposed to work really well. It's not going anywhere once you engage that. I don't see any way how this will disengage. The holster will stay on your belt no matter what, and then it's just up to you to pull your firearm out. So onto the firearm. This is Smith & Wesson 442 air weight. This one is the 38 special only, and this is because it's no dash. It's the first iteration of this gun ever produced. Right now there's a 442-2. So basically they had this one, and this one started being widely available in 1993. And in 1996, just 3 years after they had this one, they introduced 442-1. And basically what they said is Dash 1 is now comes not just in a J-frame, which this is a J-frame, but it's a J-frame Magnum. And that means it's gonna take plus P ammo. It's gonna take a plus P ammo, and which is a good selling point. The Dash 1s will handle plus P ammo, and then right now they have a Dash 2. I'm not sure exactly when they start producing that one, but that one has a hole over here to lock the gun and make it inoperable. Universally in the gun community, people hate that hole. I even heard somebody refer to it as a Hillary hole, which is, I guess, the wife of the president, who was at the time Bill Clinton, and his wife Hillary, and that's when Smith & Wesson started coming up with that a locking hole over there. I don't advise anyone using that kind of language. We have to be respectful to the ladies. That's a bad precedent. You want to be a gentleman. You want to be respectful to the opposite sex. You want to set a good example of good behavior. And as a gun community, we have to be gentlemen. We have to be respectful. There are good ways of describing this thing. It's a locking mechanism. There's no ill intent behind that thing. Smith & Wesson were trying to see, go through tumultuous rivers of legal tidings at the time where, at some points, people were getting scared. Maybe gun owners always kind of scared that the guns are going to be taken away, and that was like a sign that Smith & Wesson is playing along for the gun-hating community, and they're playing along with them, and people universally just hate that hole. On its own, there's nothing wrong with that hole. It's an extra security feature. You don't have to use it if you don't need to use it. And also, Smith & Wesson is not going to tell you that for the legal reasons. But I'm going to tell you that from my experience. If you don't like that thing, It's so easy to get rid of this. While we're on the subject, I'll just quickly pause and talk about that. Here we have a Smith & Wesson Model 327. It's a great gun, and it takes a 38 Special and 357 Magnums. It's got 8-cylinder. It's very light, 23 ounce for its size. It's an end frame. And, you know, some people may say that the only downside is this, locking hole. It shows you the direction of the lock. So each of these guns comes with 2 keys like this. So you would put the key in this lock, and you can lock this gun out, make it inoperable. Let's say if you have children around the house or something like that, you don't have anywhere else to leave this, or maybe somebody else has an access to your safe where you keep the gun, and you want to make sure that they don't get access to your firearm, you can just lock it out like this. So you just put a, I guess in this case, I will have to push the thing forward. And then you turn this just a touch. And you can see that this thing says locked. Can you see it over there? If my camera will focus. Focus. So it says locked, right? And what it is, where you have this hole, there's a cam. As you turn it, the cam lifts up this lock, and that lock goes into a notch on your hammer, and hammer will not move right now. Okay, so, and same if you try to pull the trigger, it will not move, it will not work. So when you take this gun apart, which I have done, great gun, by the way, this gun is just amazing. What you do is behind this hammer over here, you have this thing which is not attached to anything. It's so easy to take it out. You just get a pair of tweezers and just pull this thing out from here, right? And then you don't have, it's just a hole that does nothing, right? At this point, you can rotate it freely, and it's not gonna interfere with any, it's like not having a lock, right? So if it really bothers you, and I understand that, you know, you can get in your head and kind of think like, oh my God, what if it engages? If that's your fear, you know, go ahead and take it out, because your peace of mind is the most important thing. We have guns to enjoy ourselves, you know, to enjoy our hobby. I personally don't think that it's anything wrong with this, with having an extra locking feature. For some people, it might be a situation where it will be very helpful. You know, most people hate it just on its own, on the idea of it. Now, as far as, and I've been asking people, did anything ever happen to you? And most people said like, no, but everyone is afraid that maybe it will engage on its own. I shot all kinds of magnums through this frame, which they feel really good with this grip. I just love this gun. And this locking feature has never been a problem. So just from my experience, it's like an extra thing. I also contemplated taking it out, but when it comes down to this, it doesn't bother me. I feel like it's an extra feature that, you know, Smith & Wesson did some research and development, came up with this mechanism, and it's working good. It's working as intended. For me, it's never been a problem. It's like an extra thing. I never use it. I was looking for this key today just to show it to you, but I'm gonna put the key away, and you know, I'm not gonna use it for another year or so. Now, why do people buy J-frames? J-frames are small. I mean, they are small. This is the definition of a pocket pistol. Sometimes you can even go for an ankle pistol. So you guys have to realize that this is a 442 no dash. That means it was made between 1993, maybe a little earlier, but it was sold between 1993 and 1996 before they came up with 442-1. So this one is 32 years old, right? Old gun, right? J-frames have been around since 1950s, and this is in about 1990s. This is the gun that they came up with, aluminum alloy frame. They just say alloy frame; it's always aluminum. Right now, the top frames, the most expensive frames, like this Smith & Wesson that we were just looking at, this is called scandium frame, and it's also an aluminum alloy. However, it's mixed with scandium, and it's called scandium frame. Somehow it's very strong, and it can handle a .357 Magnum. This is not scandium. This is a different alloy of aluminum. This is an older technology and possibly a cheaper technology, because like the new guns that are coming out these days, the aluminum guns, every aluminum gun is aluminum alloy, and they're not scandium necessarily. And if they are scandium, they are more expensive because technically they are harder to make and they're stronger. As an example, the newest edition from Kimber, it's called Kimber K6XS. It's an aluminum frame, right? It's not a scandium frame. It's an aluminum frame, but it's an aluminum alloy. Nobody's just going to use pure aluminum. Aluminum is soft on its own. It's some kind of alloy, which is cheap, and this gun can handle 38 Special Plus P, which is good enough because it's light, and you know, for most people, you don't want to shoot magnums out of this frame anyway, because it's going to be very hard on you, hard on your wrist, and not many people like that type of recoil, right? When we were discussing recoil with this thing, I was talking about this gun, which can handle both 38 Special and .357 Magnum, and this Kimber K6XS, you know, it's not as soft shooting like a 38 from here, but at the same time, it's not as heavy shooting as a .357 Magnum. So it's kind of like a Goldilocks zone where it's not too hard, not too light, and it's like, it's really just pleasant, emotional shooting where you feel it, but it's not anything intimidating. It's not anything like hard or something like you would be afraid to do, at least for my case. I'm talking about myself, and hopefully that's helpful to you guys. So when it comes to this gun, all I've heard about is it's snappy, it's hard to control. Don't recommend this to old ladies like a lot of gun shops do. You know, an old lady comes in, I just want something for self-defense, or just a lady, not necessarily, maybe a young lady, and she's a fragile little thing, and they recommend her this gun, and the consensus is this gun is hard to handle, hard to control, hard to shoot. You need to spend a lot of time at the range. That's the only way to make it work for you. You have to learn to use this gun. And I'll just tell you something. I received this gun today. I took it to the range today. And for my case, this gun is absolute pleasure to shoot. It's just a wonderful, wonderful shooting experience, amazingly just soft, accurate, smile on my face. I'll tell you a piece of information right now, and you will understand everything I'm trying to tell you. If you know anything about revolvers, which hopefully you do, but if not, you'll get there. Just hang in there, you'll get there. The reason I love revolvers is because of one particular gun. When I first came to the shooting range, first time in my life, I was with some friends, and we saw a Revolver 6-inch stainless steel GP 100. That's a Ruger. It's a very popular revolver, very well built. It's like a tank. It's a stainless steel. It's got a 6-inch barrel, which 6 inches like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like that big of a barrel, right? Almost like this whole gun, right? It's heavy, and I was shooting that Ruger 100, and I fell in love with revolvers for life. And that is why my recommendation a lot of times, if you want to experience an awesome revolving experience, go shoot a Ruger GP100. It will not leave you, without like deep emotions. It's such a great gun. So anyway, today, for the first time ever, I took this gun shooting, and I also took out a GP100 from the range. They had a couple of those in stock, and I was getting the same kind of groups with this gun, shooting it for the first time in my life, as I was getting with that GP100 4-inch barrel. If somebody told me that that would be the case, I would think like that's not possible, right? But that's what happened today. I had absolutely the same groups with this thing as I had with the GP100 4-inch, which can only mean one thing. I have some kind of personal relationship with this J-frame. It's like it works so well with my anatomy or with my mind or with the way I perceive guns. This was magic. It was pure magic at the range. And another thing, it's not going to be your experience. I'll tell you right now, because I was with a friend. My friend, he's a big revolver lover as well, and he was shooting Ruger GP100. He was getting really good groups, and with this gun, he was all over the place. So he really couldn't get a nice group with this J-frame. So there is partially truth. I believe people who are saying that, this gun is hard to shoot, it's snappy, it's not as accurate as others, it's going to require some trips to the range to get accustomed to it and all that. And I can understand that that could be the case for those people who are saying that, but that's definitely not the case for me. For me, this gun was absolute magical experience. And I've been talking about this gun, this is K6XS, before, that I took it to the range, and on the very first day I was already more accurate with this than with any other of my guns, revolvers or semi-automatics. I was really comfortable and accurate with it, and I was thought like maybe that's just a one-off experience, which immediately like just solidified the love that I felt when I first held it. Because when I first held it, I'm like, I have to have this gun. I don't know, something about this, everything. Just the weight of it, the look of it, it's very good looking in person. I don't know if it translates on camera. And this grip, the 3-finger grip, that does it for me. I don't know what. And then it did translate into very nice groups at the range. And even though I came prepared to kind of expect snappiness, I was even like, I wasn't sure that I'm gonna enjoy it. It was incredible. And that's why I'm saying my experience is nothing like what people have said. By the way, I can just take this bolt out just right now. It's like with my nail, like this bolt is coming out. This gun is 30 plus years old, roughly 32, let's say. It's not very well maintained. I got it very, very cheap, right? It needs maintenance. It needs, it's like an old dog from the pound. And I'm in love with this. I cannot express how awesome this experience is for me, right? And if I have to guess, it was kind of like even easier shooting than the K6XS. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of this grip, which is not the stock grip. The stock grip is 2-finger. This one is 3-finger, kind of the one that you would find on 640. This one is 442, as we mentioned. Let's give it a quick weigh in. 16.87 ounce. Well, let's take the dummy rounds out, and we'll just weigh it with an empty cylinder. 15.8 ounce, 15.8. So that's with this grip. Just keep in mind this grip is like just a touch longer, but that totally works for me. Oh my goodness. Let's quickly weigh the K6XS. K6XS is exactly 15.8 ounce. So if you go to the hundreds, it's 8.6, the other one was 8.3. They are exactly the same weight. And that's what I felt. That's what I felt at the range. Because the kind of euphoria I felt with K6XS, I felt with this J-frame, with this 442. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm discovering myself to be liking these small frames. And for years, I like big guns, I do. For years, I've been inseparable from this gun, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, it's a great gun, like don't get me started. However, I'm getting better results with these small firearms that everybody says are uncomfortable, snappy, inaccurate, horrible, everything, right? I have to follow my own experience. I have to kind of detach from what everyone else is saying and kind of follow my heart. I'm telling you, it's hard to, like right now for me, this J-frame and this K6XS, it's like, equal measure of love. By the way, very interesting thing, this trigger is unbelievable because these guns are not known for a good trigger. The trigger is heavy, it's gritty, it's not a performance center or anything like that. But believe me when I tell you, this is probably the best, and we're gonna measure it right now, but this is probably the best trigger that I just own. And it's just because it's 30 plus years old. It's just all these parts inside kind of started working together. All the springs got tired in a good way, and this trigger is just like butter. Do you guys want to measure the trigger pulls of my guns? So this is a performance center Smith Wesson. It's as good as it gets out there. It's about 9.5 pounds. This one was 11 pounds, but I did a TK custom trigger job. There's a video on this channel. You can see how it's done. Right now it's 9.5 pounds as well. So these two are the same for the double action pull. Of course, this one has a 3 pound single action, but both of these are double action. I'm gonna be surprised if this one is an ounce more than 9.5. It doesn't feel any heavier than this or this, and it's only because it's 30 years old. Or maybe the previous owner, they did a job on this. But my guess, it's just like if you want a good trigger job, just wait 30 years, right? Or buy used gun on a secondary market. So let's see what we have here. I've done some measuring, and this trigger is actually a little bit heavier, but not by much. It's about 10.6 pounds than these, because these ones are like 9.8 or something. This one is 9.6, you know. So these ones are a touch lighter, actually. This one is heavier, but I cannot tell. I honestly cannot tell. It feels so light. This doesn't feel lighter or heavier. I'm telling you guys, these are like, I'm trying 1, 2, and 3. And this is the greatest trigger I ever tried in my life. And this one is the most wonderful trigger that I've tried in my life, and this one is the most excellent trigger I tried in my life. I'm like so spoiled. I'm choosing between best of the best triggers and trying to see if I don't like anything, but there is very little not to like. However, let's come back to this gun. This is 442. So why do people buy this? Is because it's small. It's not, I mean, it's got cons. It's not the best thing out there. It has pros and cons. The pros come from its concealable size, right? It's dark, everything, right? It's not gonna, stick out. It's easy to hide on you. It's like for deep concealment, right? This is the kind of gun that you can throw in your pocket, right? If you have like a pocket holster, just put it in here, right? And then it goes into your pocket, and then you just pull it out when needed. And it's, you can have a shorter handle here, right? But actually I prefer a 3-finger thing. Look how thin it is, right? It's just a touch thinner than a K6XS. K6XS, the big selling point, it's got 6 rounds, right? Which, a J-frame has a 5. But at the same time, J-frame will be smaller. It will be smaller, absolutely. And, for me, for my case, K6XS just like kind of doesn't cut it as a pocket pistol. And I figured, it needs to be just a touch smaller. And you get this J-frame, and it is exactly that. It's just a touch smaller. Now, if you line up the cylinders are about the same size. Here's what you have with the barrels. It's a touch smaller. The thinness of the cylinder, it's a touch thinner. The rise of everything, it's just a touch smaller, just because this cylinder is smaller than this cylinder. So the opening is larger for the K6XS. Doesn't really translate into a much larger size, but it's about like just a tiny bit thicker in this part. Tiny bit. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, guys. But when everything is said and done, you are ending up with a gun that's shorter, thinner, smaller in each direction. And that's exactly what you need. Because like when you're trying to put this, like for me, when I was trying to put this in a pocket, it would take up the whole pocket and then some. And that's fine if it takes up the whole pocket, because you're supposed to dedicate a full pocket. If you're gonna pocket carry, hopefully you're not having like some candy in there, and also like some change and some keys, and then there's like a pet frog. You better dedicate your whole pocket for that gun. So it's okay if it takes the whole pocket, but it just takes then some. It's that then some that kind of destroys the whole idea. So you do need this just a touch smaller. You need to shave off a little bit here, you need to shave off a little bit here, you need to shave off in this dimension, and maybe a little bit. By the way, this grip is very smart. It is like the best thing Hogue ever done. We should all praise Hogue, because this is just such a great idea. It's like a bantam grip with a 3rd finger, and it works so well. I cannot praise this grip enough. This one is just a 3-finger grip, very comfortable. Oh my goodness. I don't know, I had a blast with this gun. I was expecting, and maybe that's my problem, I was expecting it to be snappy, I was expecting it to be uncomfortable in any way. It never happened. It just did not happen. It was comfortable, it was pleasant, it was emotional, it was accurate, it was nice groups. I didn't want to leave the range today, honestly. It's just, the more time you spend at the range, you know how it is. It gets expensive, it gets up there, which is fine. I mean, it's a hobby, it's supposed to cost money. But, I had to, I had to get myself out of there. But I would just love just staying there and shooting this. No discomfort, like zero discomfort. I don't know how to explain this. I had a blast. I had fun. I had exciting, amazing experience. When I say no discomfort, that's the wrong thing to say, because I'm saying nothing negative happened. A lot of positive things happened. and only positive things, like it's correct that no discomfort, but also correct that a lot of euphoria was happening, right? With this old gun, there's a lot of problems here. I'm gonna have to disassemble it, clean it. This cylinder doesn't open up very smoothly, right? There's like, this screw is not in. I need some thread locker. I just need to tighten this screw. There's like grime and dirt everywhere. It's 30 years old, but it's amazing. That's all I can say. So I guess there's not much to say at this point any more than that. I also want to mention that while getting this gun today from the store, I asked them to show me the 442-2. That's the very latest 442. It does have that locking mechanism over here that people don't like. But other than that, it's all the same. Everything is the same. All the lines are the same. And I asked them to hold it up because I wanted to see if there's any difference in dimensions between this gun, which is a no dash, a very old, 30-year-old gun, and the new one, the 442-2. There was no difference. There was no difference. And what I'm thinking, and I don't know, but I'm thinking that 442, when it came out, it just had the 38 special over here, which is what this one has. It doesn't say plus P. And then they announced that they came up with 442-1, and that one is on a J-frame Magnum frame, and 442-2 also on a J-frame Magnum frame. And now it can handle plus P, continuous plus P usage, which this one doesn't say it can do that. I didn't see any difference, like when it says a Magnum frame, there was no difference in size between this one and 442-2. So I honestly think that was just a marketing decision by Smith & Wesson. And also I read somewhere that this will handle plus P, although maybe not a continuous use, but I'm pretty sure if I have to use it once or twice, I'm gonna be okay. All right, thank you guys for tuning in.